was ready to not work tonight, just like out of protest. It wouldn't have solved anything, but it would have made me feel better inside. Absolute load from hell yesterday. 4 stops, started in Poway, supposed to go to Sand 5, over to TIJ 5, and then bring one back to Sand 5. App froze up on the first stop. Thought I was in Poway the whole time with the trailer. 4 calls to ROC. App was hung up the whole time. I like to show a lot of my processes, and I show those, so you know, if you want to take any of them as your own, that's fine. I mean, it's just kind of what I'd consider to be like best practice. But one of the things you'll see me do in these, I always check my grade after a like a load's complete or a tour's complete. I go on and check it, and they've marked me down on app usage. And it's like, of course I wasn't using the app. The app was stuck. I've called you 4 times telling you the app's stuck. And, you know, of course, there's always that finger pointing back at you of, well, are you running the most recent version of the app? Have you tried restarting your phone? Have you doing? It's like, look, it's not me. It's you. Your app broke. You can't help me. And now you're marking me down because your app is faulty. So, I mean, this happens. I average one of these every 2 months. If you're thinking you're going to get into Amazon and it's going to be like all champagne and lollipops, it's not. You could probably count on one of these probably about once every 2 months, where you're going to have this feeling inside of like, screw it, I quit, I'm done, this is too much and everything. I didn't really get that emotional about it just because it's like I've been here so many times. But the reason I check that grade after every load, so I realized it last night at like 2, 3 in the morning, did the performance dispute right then. Performance dispute in real time, realized that it's their mistake, submitted everything, got home, slept until like noon today, and about 1:30 I get an email from them. They've already fixed it. So I mean, I hate that I had to go through the process. I hate that as I make this video knowing that you watching this, it's inevitable that you're going to go through the process. But my thing is like, rather than sit back and like bitch about, oh my God, it's so bad, it's like, let's come up with a way to fix it. So you see me checking my grade at the end of each one of these loads. That's why I do it. I stay on top of this stuff. And I really do think that they're counting on people out there just being like, hey, I'm going to let this go. Well, guess what? You let it go. You move out of that. Your grade drops down a little bit. Now they can ask you to do the same work and pay you less. And I don't accept that. So you shouldn't accept that either. I check these grades. I may look like a dork doing it, and I'm fine with that. I check these grades and I stay on top of this because I want the best outcome for myself, and I share it with you, so hopefully you can benefit from that outcome as well too. So what am I doing tonight? They threw a decent rate heading up to Chino. I just checked in at Sand 3, trying to avoid some weather that's coming our way. I know you guys outside of Southern California are probably like, yeah, that's really weather. People drive like crap here when it rains, but I'm hoping to get back in time before the rain hits. But just waiting on a trailer down at Sand 3, getting ready to post relay rates and make it go live. So next stop, Chino.
What's up, bro?
I'm actually recording right now. I'm recording my back. I'm not like live or anything, but yeah, no, I am.
Shit. Yeah, I seen you, bro.
All right, perfect. You like everything?
Influencer. Yeah, that shit is awesome, man.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is it okay if I include this in a video?
Yeah.
I don't want to like without your consent.
No, you can include me, bro. I love YouTube and everything.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
Hey, let me pull in. I'll say, hey, you got a minute?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, let me back this up right there. Well, as you can tell, I did not beat the rain. It's all right. It's not supposed to get bad till morning time. Sorry, the camera's going to be a little jerky there for a second. That'll work. Just left CN05 up here in Chino. totally cool encounter. I was there pulling out. Guy stops, says hey to me. It kills me. We were talking for just a second. We didn't want to be blocking the way. I didn't get his name, but the side of his truck, he told me I could talk about him. Side of his truck said Eric Hertz. I'm gonna assume that's his name. If it's not, let me know in the comments. If he said he watches the channel, so let me know if I messed up the name. But cool truck, man. Yellow truck. I've seen this truck before. Something you don't know about me, I'll share with you now. Yellow is actually my favorite color. When I graduated from pharmacy school and kind of came into quote unquote money, what I thought was money at the time, one of the first things I did, I wanted to treat myself, and I got myself a little yellow car. So got a couple motorcycles, all that kind of stuff. Got that out of my system when I was young, but very cool meeting him. Told me he learned the bobtail check-in, the remote check-in trick from my videos. So I mean, it's like, that's cool. I mean, I'll tell you, there's sometimes doing this thing where I feel like I'm living somebody else's life. I shouldn't be here. I mean, I wake up every day and do that. Where I belong is behind a counter, wearing a little white jacket, counting pills 5 at a time, and hoping nobody wants to talk to me. And the fact that I'm kind of out here doing this, I mean, I know the channel's still small. I don't want to seem like I'm too big for my britches or anything like that. But I mean, it's like, I honest to God feel like I'm living somebody else's life every day. And it's validating for me when somebody comes up to me like that. I could care less about, you know, fame, popularity, anything like that. The validating part for me is I now know that one person that leaves that knowing that, like, hey, that guy makes trucking videos and he's actually out here working in a truck. I mean, I have several irrational fears in my mind, and one of the things is like, and I hope people know that, like, I actually do this for work. I would hate to, I mean, I'll be watching somebody and then come to find out they just make content and they don't actually work. My main source of income is doing what I'm doing right now tonight in the truck. So this is that's the validating part for me, is at least one person leaves the encounter knowing that, like, I am who I say I am, basically. So that was so cool. Eric, I hope that's your name. It was great to meet you. I wish we had longer to talk, man. It was good chatting with you. But what I'm doing now, I did end up booking another load. 2 things that I'll kind of pick loads from. One is I do look at rates. I mean, obviously I'd be silly if I didn't, but then the other thing is I look at, like, that deadhead, and on the way up here they had one leaving from the place I just dropped off at. I drove, like, I don't know, half a mile down to a little service station to get a drink, use the restroom. But if I would take a lower rate if the deadhead didn't have to be there. So, you know, in this case, it's like I'm literally, like, my next load leaves from the next place. I'm ending up in Buena Park. What I was getting ready to do whenever I go to one of these facilities, it's a good idea. I've never been to this one in the middle. I'm going to a place called DFX9. I always like to scope it out on Google Maps just from looking at it, because if you hit directions from Google Maps, it's going to take you in the car entrance, and I promise you that's going to be wrong. What I like to do is kind of like get eyes on it on Google Maps, kind of check it out, look for, like, gates, look at, like, where I think the trucks are going to come in. Like, I see the trucks in the back here, and then what I'll do is I'll drop a pin on there just to see. Let's do a street view. And I just want to see, that looks like the truck entrance. What does this sign say right here? All trucks. Perfect. So now I know where I'm coming in here from. Before I would have been, I mean, this is just basic trucking stuff. But before, when I did directions, it had me turning in from this Bolsa Chica Street, and it looks like the entrance I'm looking for is on Bolsa. I'm sure the Amazon GPS would direct me to the right spot, but I just like to double check these things before I get rolling. I'm due back over there in about an hour and a half. I got some time to kill. I also like that it kind of gives me a little break in my night. I'm gonna go off duty and just not fall asleep and see how the weather goes. Man, look at all this space. This might be my new favorite place to come to. I mean, there's room for days to pull up here and plenty of room. This for sure, I don't remember the acronym of this place, but whatever one this one is, this is more room than I've ever seen to pull up, do whatever. I mean, this is incredible. They let me drop that trailer off. I finished that thing. I mean, this is reminiscent of old Amazon. I dropped that thing off an hour, 2 hours before I was supposed to. The night may be winding down. Obviously, I didn't miss the rain. I'm in the middle of it. I still have 6 hours, 48 minutes left on my drive clock. I'm going to go in here and see if I can con the people at this Del Taco to maybe serve me through the drive-through line. I definitely can't fit this thing through there, but some chicken soft tacos would serve me well right about now. Pretty fun night. Not a ton of money. I mean, 2 little trips. I'm kind of now in the decision of like, I'm wide awake, but do I want to go home? I mean, if anything drops around here going back that way, I would take it. I'm kind of keeping an eye on a couple things. I almost messed up a minute ago. They had as soon as I dropped off that trailer, they had a load in there that said like $9 a mile or something like that. Where was it? It was North Hollywood to Eastvale, $8.90 a mile, 1 pick, 1 stop, $504. I was this close to hitting. I had hit book, and then it said confirm, and at the last minute I looked down and I realized I never run my load board up here for loads that I'm looking for, and it was a trailer required load. Do you know how pissed I would have been at myself if I made that mistake? I barely missed it. I mean, I'm so glad I didn't book it because I don't have my trailer with me and I would have had to reject it. So watch out for that. I almost made that mistake like 5 minutes ago. I had that sinking feeling in my stomach. But cool night. Eric Hertz, I ran into him at Chino. Pleasure meeting you, man. Love the yellow truck. This is my starter truck. Proud of my truck. But one day I might upgrade and go with the yellow option. Yellow is my favorite color. So it was great meeting you. I think this is probably where this one's going to end up at. I'm kind of 50-50 on working, and we'll see what happens. But as always, I appreciate you for watching. Hope this video serves you well. Take care. So when you walk up to the drive-thru window and you're holding up this picture, I think they take pity on you.